members who have announcements to make, please indicate with your microphone buttons, and I will recognize you. Councilmember Bedney.
Thank you, Pro Tem. For the people that live close to Barnes Road in the district that are close to the gas compression station that is getting completed, I got many complaints from you all about the noise that this industrial use is generating in the vicinity. So I have been trying to find a way. Obviously, the state and the federal government took all the power that we can have to do anything to stop that by using preemption. So it's very limited what we can do. However, I did, with the help of the mayor's office, got in touch with the TransCanada people, and they sent this information. I'm going to read what they said. Only low noise, what is approved is low noise activities are being performed between the hours of 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. TransCanada is governed by the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, which grants waivers for low noise construction activities. FERC has made surprise inspections to the Cane Ridge site multiple times in the evening hours, including as recent as last week. TransCanada was found to be compliant with the approved low noise levels during each surprise inspection. I know that many people watching this will go like, how can that be? Because they are saying they have to wear earplugs and stuff, but I'm just repeating what they said. Additionally, TransCanada has conducted preliminary noise surveys and has designated the station to comply with the FERC restricted operating limit of 55 decibels. TransCanada will conduct post-construction noise surveys to ensure compliance as required by the environmental condition number 36. Now, this is the important part. For constituents wishing to express concerns directly to TransCanada, Danagi may be reached at, and this is the number, I'm going to repeat it, it's 989-370-4506. I repeat, 989-370-4506. That's the number that you need to call to share your concern about the noise in the station. I want to apologize on behalf of Nashville. Everybody on the government in Davidson County opposed this station and spoke out against it, from Mayor Berry to Congressman Cooper to both Republicans and Democrats in the legislature, but they built it anyway. So now the people in that part of the city are suffering the consequences. So my heart goes out to you, and please make sure you call this person if you are facing any disturbance from this industrial use. The number is 989-370-4506. Thank you, Councilmember Allen.
Thank you. Councilmember Glover.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. Just very quickly, we have been doing with the Education Committee, as I think many in the room are aware, meetings about every week, every other week, meeting in the various clusters around town, kind of getting an idea of what parents were thinking, what teachers were thinking, et cetera. And we'd planned initially to do a committee report, a meeting back kind of to the general public on December the 13th, which is next week, next Thursday. But given the conflicts that we've got, really weren't thinking as close as we're getting to Christmas, all the conflicts that we'd have at the time when we scheduled this several months ago. But that being the case, we're actually going to postpone it till early January. And I'm going to work with Mr. North. He's going to work with the board and actually find some time that they'll be able to do it, and then we will come back. But I did want to take this opportunity because I know a lot of parents and teachers were planning on coming. So we're going to try to make sure we notify everyone that this meeting is not being canceled, but we are going to postpone it until early in January some point. So with that, thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember O'Connell.
Thank you, Madam President. We've got a couple of events to bring to people's attention. I know Council Lady Hurt could do this herself, but she has graciously allowed me to speak. The 22nd Annual Jump Christmas Extravaganza is coming up this week, December 6th, noon to 1:30 p.m. It is taking place at the Meharry Medical College Cal Turner Family Center. I already have my ticket. Tickets start at $75. You can go to Facebook and just type in Jump Christmas Extravaganza. But this is great. And Jump's 22nd year. Jump's continued their mission, and they're going to offer the Candlelight Awards. And the honorees this year include some of my favorite people who've been very active and impactful in the community, including Bishop Marcus Campbell out of Mount Carmel, who was actually my guest as one of my invocation opportunities, the North Art Collective, who have just done a tremendous job lighting up North Nashville with a variety of murals and other creative works. Monique Odom, our new Director of Parks, and the Jeffersonian Award will be presented to the Nashville Jazz Workshop, which continues to do great work, both training people to become jazz performers themselves, but also bringing great music to the area. So I'm appreciative of Council Lady Hurt's involvement in all this, and I'm looking forward to the event. The other thing I wanted to invite everyone to, and again, you can go on Facebook and find out more information about this, is the annual Homeless Memorial in Nashville, the 28th. And just go to 2018 Nashville Homeless Memorial on Facebook, and you can find out more. But it is going to take place Saturday, December 15th from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. at Riverfront Park in Nashville, just off the Court of Flags right there, basically where Broadway and First intersect. This is a great event. Since I've been on council and also been a member of what was the Homelessness Commission, is now the COC and Homelessness Planning Council. We've done a proclamation for this event every year, and we do have typically good turnout from elected officials, the appropriate department heads, advocates and providers, clergy. But if you've never been, this is a really important opportunity to remember kind of one of those places where our efforts here come up short, right? That we do have people who, as a result of exposure, as a result of lack of housing, other resources related to both mental and physical health, are literally dying on the streets of Nashville. So again, that is Saturday, December 15th at 9 a.m. at Riverfront Park. And related to that, I would remind everybody that our community cold weather response plan is active right now. You can go to coldweathernashville.com to learn more about that. If you have not ever been out cold weather canvassing on a night when it does get down, at 28 degrees or lower, it is really tough out there, and it is an eye-opening experience to be out with trained volunteers and to get trained yourself to learn where people might be and give them an opportunity to come in out of the cold. So again, coldweathernashville.com. You can learn more both about the canvassing effort, but also learn more about the organizations that support that. There are several great Nashville nonprofits. If you are looking for an end-of-year charitable contribution, just start at coldweathernashville.com because you'll find some worthy opportunities there. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Vercher.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Have a few announcements. I want to invite the community to a remembrance service. That's December 9th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Clark Memorial United Methodist Church. That's 1014 14th Avenue North, Nashville, Tennessee, 37208. This is a remembrance service for those that have been killed by gun violence. I also want to take the opportunity, it's that time of year, to invite the community to the annual WAD community holiday party. That will be this Friday, December 7th, starting at 6:30 p.m. at the new Smith Springs Community Center in District 29. That address is 2801 Smith Springs Road. That's Nashville, Tennessee. So encouraging all neighbors to come out and bring a neighbor. Again, this is our annual community-wide holiday party. I also want to take the opportunity to remind District 28 constituents, if you need to contact me or subscribe to the District 28 newsletter, you can do so by emailing me, tanaka.vercher@nashville.gov. That's TANAKA.vercher at nashville.gov. Any concerns or issues, I ask that you utilize my official Nashville government address. And that concludes my announcements, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Councilmember Van Rees.
Happy holidays and happy Hanukkah.
Yeah.
I have a handful of things here in December in District 8 I wanted to remind everybody about. The Madison Library grand reopening is Monday, December the 10th at 10:30. Please join Mayor Briley and myself and other leaders from the community to launch the brand new grand opening of the beautiful rendition of the Madison Library. It's going to be fantastic. Please join us. That's Monday, December the 10th at 10:30 a.m. for the ribbon cutting. Of course, it'll be open all day, so drop by, and normal library hours will commence as of Monday the 10th. That evening, come back to the library for the Madison Christmas tree lighting in front of the Madison Library Monday night, December the 10th at 6 p.m. This is sponsored by the Madison Rivergate Chamber of Commerce. There'll be music and all kinds of fun things at 6 o'clock on the 10th in front of the Madison Library. Plenty of parking there. Please come. It also is conveniently located at a BRT stop on Gallatin Pike. Also wanted to point out to you on the 13th, that Thursday, Metro Planning Commission, there will be 2 items on the agenda. At this point, we assume that they will be on the consent agenda. So if you have any questions before that happens, please give me a call or email me, nancy.vanreese@nashville.gov. The 2 items are the 808 at Skyline Ridge and the York Townhomes, both in the Madison area. That concludes everything I had until just recently got a notice that the new Garden Fresh Market at the Madison Town Center, that new grocery store, will be open on December the 19th. There'll be an 11:30 a.m. ribbon cutting with the Madison Chamber for the new Garden Fresh Market. It is in the old Aldi's location, so that'll help people know where that is. Lunch will be served after, and I'm looking forward to meeting everybody there at the Garden Fresh ribbon cutting later in December on the 19th. We'd love a big crowd there, so please come and enjoy the rest of your holiday season. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Councilmember DeCosta Hastings.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I just wanted to rise to, first of all, give a shout out to the greatest, my greatest district, District 2, for all the things that have come forward this last quarter. We actually, in November, we fed over 298 families food. We also give a shout out to Bishop Matthews, which was formerly known as the Church of Jesus Christ on Clarksville Highway. They helped, and the volunteers came out to help to feed over 128 families with me, with me and the others, the campaign helpers. I would also like to tell everyone on December 22nd, we will be at the Iglesias on Dickerson Pike. The Iglesias on Dickerson Pike for the Christmas season. We will be feeding the community again, and hopefully we can feed even more than 298 families. Hopefully we can bust up into 400 and 500 because we have a whole 18-wheeler of truck full of food. And that is what we want to do. We want to continue to be involved in our community. And then also, before I go on, in November, the last part of November, we also gave away 338 turkeys to our constituents. There were lines for hours that were backed up, and I was so excited to give out to our community. I want to continue to give to the community as they continue to give to me, and we work very hard to get all of the things done that we can and making sure that the best is yet to come. We're looking forward to all of the other things that are coming to our community, and there are so many exciting things that are coming forth after the new year, and I look forward to continue to serve District 2 here in the metropolitan Nashville-Davidson County. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councilmember Syracuse.
Thank you, Madam President Pro Tem. This Saturday, December 8th will be the 34th annual Donaldson Hermitage Chamber of Commerce Christmas Parade. And as has been over the past several years, it'll be all along Donaldson Pike. It'll be starting at 2 p.m. So line up anywhere from Elm Hill down to Lebanon Pike along Donaldson Pike, and it'll be a great parade. The Grand Marshal for the parade will be Kelly Sutton from Fox 17 morning show. So we look forward to seeing you there, 2 p.m. this Saturday. Before that, Music Valley Village is having a special shopping event, Music Valley Christmas Village. That's at 2416 Music Valley Drive, the big shopping center there. All of the tenants there are going to have a coordinated, very special shopping event, and that'll be from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then right after that will be the Christmas parade. So go down there and support local over at Music Valley Village. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Councilmember Larry Hager.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. Got a couple things. I've got a district community meeting on December the 13th at 6 p.m. This will be at the community center on Donaldson Avenue in Old Hickory. This is about a proposal for a SP zoning at 101 Pitts Avenue. I hope everybody can join us to discuss that SP proposal by the developer. Then this Saturday, which is December the 8th, 6 p.m., we have the Old Hickory Village tree lighting at the Victor Memorial Park, which is back on Donaldson Avenue by the community center. And during that time, we'll have snacks and hot chocolate and everything like that. And we also collect toys for underprivileged children in the 37138 area. Then on December the 10th, the Old Hickory Village Homeowners Association will have a meeting on December the 10th at 7 p.m. That will be at the community center on Donaldson Avenue, so everybody's welcome to come to that as well. And I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Hurt.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Pro Tem. I first want to thank Councilman O'Connell for making the announcement about the jump extravaganza. And I would like to take this time to thank you for your support as you have once again this year, as you have in the last 3 years. And I also like to thank Councilman Castens for his support, and Councilman O'Connell and Councilman Hall. And while I'm thanking people, I really want to thank the city of Nashville and particularly our mayor for the commitment that he's shown this past week with the press conference for End the Epidemic. This was World AIDS Day on Saturday and a World AIDS Day weekend, and there were several events that I think were very critical, and people came out and celebrated. And particularly Streetworks had a brunch on Saturday with an all-star cast as a panel. And our council member, Nancy Van Reese, was one of those stars. And I wanted to thank her for her support in our recognition and honor of those who have, who live and have passed away with HIV and AIDS. Also, I'd like to thank Vice Mayor Schulman for assisting me with hosting a delegation from Chengdu, China earlier this week. And Judge Rachel Bell, who was here earlier, was also one of the all-star panelists for that brunch. She and Councilmember Van Reese, Reverend Ed Sanders, who was also honored on Friday at Fisk University, well-deserved for all the work that he's done in the community, and Reverend Aaron Marble of Jefferson Street Baptist Church, and Dr. Ima Ahake at Vanderbilt, and they were just amazing group, and I just wanted to extend the warmest thanks that I can to them.
Thank you. Councilmember Robert Swope.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. Two things, shortly. One, if you weren't aware of this, the farmers market broke ground on the new entrance facing the Tennessee State Museum today. It was a wonderful, if not cold, ceremony. And if you haven't seen the video of me flipping a hammer, I think it is now like going viral on YouTube. And I apologize for using an instrument in the wrong way, but you know, it's a hammer. Secondly, much more importantly, for the first time since I've been on council, My lovely wife is in attendance tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please acknowledge the lovely and talented Miss Regina. And with her are a group of business associates in from Dallas and Los Angeles who are with a cancer telehealth group that hopefully cut a deal in Nashville in the next couple of days and make everything better for the oncology world. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Councilmember Jonathan Hall.
Thank you, Chair. I'll be really brief. Just want to make sure that we let everybody know that District 1 has its District 1 community meeting this Thursday, the 6th, at 6 p.m. It will be at 4590 Clarksville Pike at Hobson Methodist Church. We're also going to encourage people to donate to Night at the Inn. I'll be setting up multiple locations throughout the district where people can do that. And so we want residents throughout the district and the city to make sure they take part in that. We're just in December. We've still got to get through January and February, and everybody knows how winter can be in Nashville, and we want to make sure we do our part to reach out to folks and help with that. So thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember O'Connell, are you back again?
I am back again. It's funny, I mentioned it to you and forgot to mention it during announcements. For basically, for anybody interested in tracking infrastructure projects that might impact them, Metro announced a new online tool today called Nash Digs. If you just go to nashdigs.nashville.gov, you can interact with a map of ongoing infrastructure projects. So it has project data updated nightly, and it's a great way to start looking at those sites that might have an infrastructure impact to you. So again, Nash Digs, that's DIGS, .nashville.gov. Thanks.
Thank you. Councilmember Sledge in the hat.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So wanted to promote, we're having our series on headwear in District 17. So tonight, I'm promoting the 12 South Winter Warm-Up that actually happened over this weekend. Yeah, and just wanted to give a shout out to everybody who participated and thank you. Proceeds from that went to benefit the Backpack Club at Waverly Belmont Elementary for students to make sure that they are well-fed year-round. So thanks to all who participated. We've also got several other things going on in the district. This Saturday, the 8th, I'll have my regular second Saturday meeting at 8:30 a.m. at the Midtown Hills Precinct. And then the annual Metro Retirees Breakfast is at the fairgrounds, as always, starting at 10 a.m. So I'm sure I'll see several of you there. On Sunday the 9th, Berry Hill has their annual holiday open house. That'll be at City Hall over on Thompson Lane from 2 to 4 p.m., which is always a good time in Berry Hill. And then 2 opportunities to get back on Monday the 10th. Sunnyside neighbors are having their annual toy drive and potluck. That'll be at Second Missionary Baptist Church at 6 p.m. And then actually in District 18, Taqueria del Sol that same evening, Monday the 10th, is opening. They don't typically open on Monday nights. They will be open from 5 to 8 p.m. and for a benefit for Safe Haven, which is in District 17, every dollar that is spent at Taqueria del Sol that Monday the 10th, there will be a total of $7 donated to Safe Haven. So literally for every dollar you spend there, you will be donating $7 to Safe Haven, thanks to several matching partners, including Dirk Bentley. So several people have been very generous in those matching donations. So again, Monday from 5 to 8 in District 18 at Taqueria del Sol to benefit Safe Haven.
Great.
Thank you.
I'll be there. Thank you. Councilmember Fabian Bedney, are you also back again? Lots of repeats.
Yeah, I kind of felt the need to say something because everybody's in such a great holiday spirit. And I forgot to mention that we have our own Southeast holiday party this Friday, the 7th at 6:30 p.m. at Smith Springs Community Center. And that's a tradition in the Southeast, and everybody watching is welcome to attend. This is going to be a holiday party at Smith Springs Community Center on 2801 Smith Springs Road here in Nashville. And it's an opportunity to get to see your friends that you maybe see every so often and have some holiday cheer. So you all are welcome to attend as well. So thank you.
Thank you. I would, seeing no other council members in the queue, I'd like to make a few announcements for District 18. And then I will recognize Councilmember Lee. I would like to invite everyone to the holiday in Hillsborough Village on December 8th from 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock. The village will be decked out for the season with lots of great carolers and maybe some snow like they had last year, and opportunities to do some Christmas shopping as well. And that can be followed by the Hillsborough Village Christmas Lights Carriage Tour, or Holiday Lights Carriage Tour, through our neighborhood, which is decked out to the hilt in over-the-top lighting. Tickets are available at hwen.org, and that is December 8th and 9th from 4 o'clock till 8 o'clock. If you want to get in the spirit and see some pretty lights by horse carriage, check that out. And also to invite everyone to the Education Report Card report on December 18th at Metro Public Library at 10 o'clock to learn about a group that has investigated or spent a long amount of time learning about some of the issues that Metro School is dealing with and making some suggestions. So I would invite you to attend that as well. Councilmember Lee.
Thank you so very much. And guess what? It's the holiday season. And so in my district, District 33, on Thursday, we are having a holiday meeting. And I would like to invite all of you and any of my District 33 listeners and the Southeast, anybody who would like to attend. We are having a holiday meeting, and we are going to have the divisions, the departments of Metro there so that people can go to them and ask them questions, look at what's going on. Parks is going to make a slight presentation. And we're going to have a special guest there that you won't want to miss, a fabulous guest. So I hope you all come. It will be at the Smith Springs Community Center on Thursday, starting at 6 o'clock. And the address is 2801 Smith Springs Road. We will have some delicacies there for you to try that will be catered by one of my residents, so it'll be fantastic. I hope you all can come. Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no one else in the queue, I will close the announcements.